Hey, everybody, and welcome to AJS News, where we're going to go over all the gaming news that happened this last week.
Yeah, but before that, let's get a little word from our sponsors.
Oh, nice. Oh, hi, guys. Subscribe.
Hello there. Subscribe.
Hey, why haven't you subscribed yet? Oh, you got to hit the bell, too. All right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye. That was an awesome promotion.
Yeah.
They pay us millions of dollars.
Wait.
What?
They paid me $1 million. Son
of a bitch.
I will
You're getting
give
paid?
you your cut. 1 penny.
Yeah. All right, we got all sorts of good stuff that happened this week. We got updates from last week. We got new big releases, lots of announcements, broken promises, all sorts of good stuff. So let's start with
Broken
Fallout
promises.
76. Now,
Speaking of broken promises,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So Fallout 76 did not have a very to be real polite and nice and gentle, because we usually are not gentle with them.
Yes.
They had a rocky start. But they don't care, because it's not how you release. It's where you end up. But there's been lots of data. They've been releasing new improvements that you can buy with real money, or farm things, conveniences. They make the game inconvenient, then they sell you the convenience, and they announced that those conveniences, those time savers, are so popular.
Oh my God.
They're so popular that they want to continue with that, and they're listening to their customers, and they want to give you the ability to buy stuff to make the game more fun.
You're ruining our game.
Are you an idiot?
Yeah, are you an idiot? Are you still a Fallout 76 player?
I saw they said they're basically breaking their promise to keep it cosmetic only, and now they're going to, open it up, to provide players different things.
What
So
they
they're
want.
no longer under that restriction of the one time one guy on Twitter responded, no microtransactions, cosmetics only.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is buying this stuff? Please
Is it
stop.
Apparently, they can't be stopped. We've told them
All right.
multiple times.
Well, then
Hey,
I
stop.
I just think they're contributing to ruining future Fallout games, because a Fallout that comes out that's this pathetic,
Yes.
it fails this hard, and there's still a community that plays it and buys the microtransactions. Either that, or they're like, no, we have to monetize these last few people. Whether they're clamoring for it or not, which I don't even know if
think
they're
they
clamoring.
would.
Sure, they're making it perceived like, oh, well, they
They're
want
begging
it.
for it. They're
They're
begging for it.
us for it, but I friggin' doubt it. I think this is just something where it's like, we need to keep development going so that we can continue to fix this game. And, you guess what this is really about? Just realized. They delayed the Wastelanders expansion, this feature to put in NPCs into an RPG.
What?
That's what never heard. Cutting edge.
That is going to be amazing.
Okay, fine.
Whoa.
Like I said, if I'm all for delays, but now we're talking about something different.
This came out a
when
long
we're
time ago. This
with
is a
Fallout
big-ass
76,
delay.
right? So, but they still have to pay their employees. They still have to pay the development. They have to have this game survive all the way till the influx of new players
is
comes
so
in the
weird.
Wastelander. So that's why they're like, okay, let's just do what we need to do.
Does it
There's no restrictions on us. You could buy cosmetics and you can buy boosts.
Yeah,
Well,
we
there's-
heard you guys loud and clear. You want to give us more money if that's what you want.
for less game.
We will put in things
Yes.
in the game where you can pay us money for.
I just want to remind people, because it seems that everyone has forgot, you already paid for the game.
Yeah.
You bought it, and it sucked. And now they're making you buy little things here and there to make the game playable. Yeah. And this is
Pricey.
unacceptable.
Well, like I said, I don't think anybody playing Fallout 76 watches our show. So we're basically not.
They've unsubscribed.
Yeah,
and-
like,
a
oh,
long
no.
time ago,
They're just
so-
going to hate on it. I'm trying to help
But
you.
honestly, I think it's more, this is a corporate mandate really than, the players are really clamoring for us to add additional microtransactions. From my perspective, it could be that their cosmetic microtransactions are not really being bought at the rate they thought it would. Like come on, blue. Come on, a beehive
Fucking
hair.
blue.
Come on.
Fucking blue.
Right? So the
Potted
things
plants.
that do sell is the fridges and the processes that help
Oh, the fridges.
the
Oh my
players
God. Yeah.
deal with the grind of the game better. Those are the
Yeah.
one that sell. So now they got to be like, okay, let's expand on those.
The only thing that they were successful at is making a shitty, grindy game that made you want to pay more money
To
so
make
you
it
could
better.
avoid that grind. I mean, your food rots in 2 days. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What?
Why?
Are you kidding me? No, absolutely not.
So we'll have to keep an eye on Bethesda's future Fallout endeavors because this one seems to just get worse and worse. While they say the game is getting better and better, well, you realize that if you're at a -5 and you're going to negative this, that, yeah, it's getting better, but it's still not what it should have been.
Yeah, they're
at
gonna win
release.
the race, last place.
Win
That's
the
what they
race,
want to
last
do.
place.
That's where you
All
end
right.
up, last place. That's where you ended up.
What else?
Well, we got more stuff on loot boxes, or maybe the lack thereof. So we got some Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare. It's a
and-
big story. Everybody's like,
Oh, we won!
Whoa,
We won!
Activision!
We
Hell
did it,
yeah, we
boys!
knocked out loot boxes. Did we?
No.
Because there was an image. No, but there was an image, right? Remember, like we showed it. There was a box, or somebody had done something where there was like supply drop or loot box
Loot
or something like
supply
that.
drops.
And then they were like, "Well, no, we didn't say there would be loot boxes." But now they're coming out and saying,
There will be
No
no
loot
No
boxes.
loot boxes.
"Okay,
For now.
for now."
For now, let's talk
What do you
about
mean
it.
for
What do you
now?
mean for now?
All right. Well, so no. They've said that there's not going to be loot boxes. They've said that they're going to go the battle pass system, and they said that anything that is going to help your character play this game that you've already paid $60 for, you can naturally unlock some of those, unlock all of those things. The issue that I have with that is, what is if I pay you $60,
Right.
how many hours a week do I have to play before I get
get
to
the free
get to the thing that someone just
thing.
paid $200 gets all that stuff immediately? I already paid $60. I don't need to grind.
So what is the battle pass essentially? The battle pass essentially is pay to unlock things that would take longer to unlock if you were
Yeah.
playing for free.
The new battle pass system, so this is directly from them, will allow players
Isn't
to
that essentially loot boxes?
but you get to see what it is because it's
No.
not random, right?
I don't know.
So they get to see the content that they are earning
Oh,
or buying,
okay.
so
It's
they
not
get to see what it
random.
is. They will launch time to new post-launch live season, so you can unlock cool new Modern Warfare themed content that matches
Okay.
each season.
Okay.
Players will be able to earn COD points by playing the game.
Right.
There's
as always.
Yeah, new base weapons will be earned through gameplay simply by playing.
So,
Modern Warfare.
guys, see, the reason why I'm being so skeptical about this is it's Activision. It's Call of
Microtrans
Duty.
Activision.
This
Yes.
would be fucking huge, but I don't trust them, and I need to see it with my own eyes.
Same.
Because, like you're saying,
I don't
if
believe it
it's
till I see it.
if it's just more grindy, it's worse for us because they made it more grindy so that the battle pass is more appealing to purchase, so that you can skip unlocking all those guns. And if it is a battle pass system, then is there a pay to win element between battle passees and battle passers, or pass on the battle
You will-
pass,
you will
right? I don't want the battle pass. You got the battle pass. You got the battle pass. I didn't get a battle
get all
pass.
the cool
Do you have
guns.
an advantage over me?
For sure.
Yes, because I have
You'll
this
have a
gun
speed
now.
advantage. 'cause
Well, then
you'll-
that's the same thing as you buying all the loot boxes and then having an advantage over me. But then that's the same thing as you playing the game more than me. So that gets real muddied, right?
It just depends on how they implement it. The
right.
implementation is really
it's
important.
the implementation.
If they do a good job and if they are fair, and they said that they're going to tweak. They actually said in their article, like, we're going to look at how this thing comes out. We're going to
Okay.
see. We're going to listen
So
to
there
players.
needs to
which
be a
I'm-
lot of feedback
ton.
and a lot of pushback.
You said the word fair. I don't believe it.
If
Well,
it
fair
is
for them is
unfair.
like, you give me money, and that's
Yeah.
that's fair to me.
What do you guys think? Is a battle pass better than the loot boxes?
I would rather. I don't like loot boxes at all. I think
Yeah.
randomly giving them money to randomly get potential crap sucks and needs to get out of video games entirely.
Yeah.
I like the idea of saying, I really want that gun. I'm going to give you money for that gun. Me as a player who doesn't like microtransactions, I don't even buy cosmetic ones. If I really
Skins.
want that one and I can just play for a couple days to unlock whatever points I need to get it,
the
that's
way-
totally fine.
That's how Call of Duty's supposed to be.
That's fine to me. But what I don't want is there are a lot of games, like some free-to-play games, where you can only earn a certain amount of points every single day. So you have to go in every single day, and it'll take
Constant
you
grind. Yeah,
three
that's what
weeks
I
to get
hate.
that gun, and the second you get that gun, there's the next gun. And I don't mind having to play the game, but you've made a system that is so horrible that I'm just going to give you the extra. Or if I was that kind of person, just throw you the extra $20 to get the battle pass, and that's not what I want.
Okay, we'll have to see when it comes out. We got to make like I'm telling you, like a video of commandments or something, related to
10 gaming
microtransactions
commandments.
and what is a good microtransaction, what is a bad microtransaction, because companies are always trying to come up with creative things.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the fact that we're not going loot boxes. Now, do I really scream from the mountaintops, yay, you took out such a fucking manipulative piece of shit that ruined our
Nope.
games? Do you get credit for removing it? I mean, I
Nope.
guess Joe's
I'd say
rightfully
no.
saying no. You shouldn't get credit for, something that shouldn't have been there in the first
exactly.
place. And I just want to know, where did the battle pass? Because I don't play Fortnite.
Yeah.
I want to know where the battle pass ranks. And Apex Legends, that first season, that
Free-to-play
thing,
games,
that
though.
thing right, exactly.
Those are free to play. I mean,
Shit,
that's a huge difference.
Yeah, exactly. So we need to explore this and obviously be vocal if it seems a little
So you do
nefarious.
some research and play some Fortnite.
You guys let us know.
No.
What do you think about? I do think it's a positive thing getting loot boxes out, but is the battle pass going to be a Trojan horse?
Yeah, I'm going to reserve a Trojan horse is a perfect example because, like, what are they like? Oh, we took it out. No, everything's going to be good. It's like, well, what did you sneak in the back end? What's coming in after the reviews come out? When is the supply drop come
It's a
out?
multi-billion-dollar company, and for them to be like, no loot boxes, we're not doing it. You're
Just don't buy.
losing millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So what are you replacing that with? Oh, the goodwill of the players.
Maybe they just think
If that is, then I
drives them.
will sing, the praises. But
we
I
have to
need to see what these battle passes. We need to wait until the code comes out. I don't know if I'm getting a copy, if they're going to send me a copy. OPG was talking about getting that night vision goggle copy to see, if we could review that, put that in our angry review, and do a
make
review
night
for it. But
vision
I would wait for the angry review. Yeah, because I tried to buy one, but they're all sold out.
Yeah.
So, they're
It'd be
selling them
nice.
on
I mean-
eBay for $500 or something like that. So we'll have to see once the game comes out, and we'll lay it out bare for everybody.
Yeah. The next bit of news we got is kind of an update to a story, and I almost, part of me feels a little bad. We were talking about Blizzard's kind of hypocrisy, where Blitzchung gets banned for a year, then 6 months, and, how come the U.S. Hearthstone team, who not only said support Hong Kong, but they said boycott Blizzard,
Right.
how this is, you guys, you're not truthful because you didn't ban them. Well, they got banned. So
blame it on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean,
No,
everybody.
I don't think that's a news story. I think Blizzard's like, okay, well, we got to be consistent.
You asked for it.
We're
Here you
consistent.
go. They got banned for
They're
6
banned.
months, and so
It still sucks. It still shows the, Blizzard's hypocrisy, because it makes it even worse. I see the angle. It's like, wait a minute, those were U.S. side, freedom of speech? Oh, so you're actually, it's a little more nefarious.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't having to do with Taiwan and China in those locations. It was over here in the U.S. You're not allowed to do it. Blizzard doesn't want you to do it.
You sound
Go
like,
to BlizzCon and do it there.
yeah, get an umbrella and protest if you want
That'd
to.
be interesting. And they are trying to, I think they're hoping that all their game announcements are going to shut everybody up. Rumors that
I
they'll
don't
announce
think so.
Diablo 4. They probably won't talk about Diablo Immortal, so that
Ooh,
meaning
yeah.
May. And they Overwatch 2 potentially. So they're hoping that all these big announcements at BlizzCon will sort of shut all this stuff.
I mean,
up.
gamers do have. We have. Well, there's so many things that come out every single week, especially with these big companies doing things wrong, that you kind of get fatigued, and you're like, yeah, I see it, and you just get more excited about these announcements. So you're probably not wrong. They probably know that it's like, look, they'll just forget. We can do it.
Yeah,
all
it's
the
kind of
time.
like you said with the Hearthstone.
I'm not
like,
gonna forget.
People are
I don't give
spending.
that sh- I don't give
people
a
are
shit.
spending more money now. It's
Well,
like
yeah,
it
because we
it
saw a
took
huge,
dip, and then
huge
it's going
dip in
back
Hearthstone
up.
spending,
So
and now it's almost back up to
So,
where it was.
yeah.
So it's like people only care for a week, and then they're like, I still want the Hearthstone pack. So.
yeah.
Well, speaking of Hearthstone, we got Riot had their 10-year anniversary stream. Worlds is going on right now, and they announced a ton of new games. It looks like they're just trying
Including
to
a
compete.
card game.
They want to compete with Hearthstone. They want to compete with Overwatch and Team Fortress. They're making a Street Fighter type fighting game. They're making an action RPG.
Interesting.
There's a ton
And
of things.
we would never cave to China, but play our games instead.
Well, they are China. They're 100% owned by
funded by
Tencent.
China.
by Tencent.
Chinese
Yeah,
company.
so they announced.
Distraction.
They announced a ton of things. There's a Street Fighter style game with League of Legends characters. We saw Garen.
I'm
and Ari
interested in
fighting.
that.
It's interesting. Hopefully, it's good. There's a lot of people that are involved with the project. People from like Evo names that I recognize. It's like, okay, this could be something that's really good. We don't know what's going to come out. We got Project A, which is a Team Fortress. It looked like Team Fortress, but it's like Overwatch style first-person shooter game. They again really want to compete with Blizzard on these things.
I'm down for playing every single one of those.
Yeah.
I think competition in the marketplace is a good thing, and it looks like they're coming for Blizzard's jugular.
Oh yeah.
And the esports scene.
They have an esports management simulator game that's going to come out where you can be like the captain of your esports team, recruit players from different regions, all sorts of. Not for me, but for.
Well, do you have the option of issuing bans if they speak out politically?
It's a Tencent company.
That
Probably
element.
There's probably it's Tencent company, so it's probably the largest button. It's like censor. Legends of Runeterra is like the big announcement that everyone was excited about. That's the Hearthstone style card game. It's simple, and they did a lot of things right here, and I'm going to give them credit for it because I see a ton of card games come out. The games I play most often is I play card.
I'm curious what you would think. Now you haven't played it yet, have you?
I played it actually a little bit. They actually had some people some opportunities to play. It's not as simple as Hearthstone. There's like some layers of complexity, so it's like probably between like Magic Arena and Hearthstone, and there's not going to be random packs in it. So the way that they're going to monetize it, you pay what you want. To like if you want those cards, you want to pay for all of the cards.
Yeah.
You're not just going to randomly buy packs. So they're trying to get ahead of the game on there and just say, look, you know what you're paying for, which is really good.
I'm filming, Mom. She texts me.
So we've got a possible action RPG style game. Think Diablo style. Path to Exile. We don't know a whole lot about it yet.
I like the League of Legends universe. I like the characters. I haven't played League of Legends in approximately 2 years, 1 year, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm so far removed, but I'm willing to jump back in. I like fighting games. I'll probably start there, and then exploring PvE content or the world. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
As well. So.
They also have we got more announcements. They announced an upcoming animated TV series called Arcane, set in the universe. We're gonna go through like the full backstories of some of the characters.
Slow the fuck down. Was this during their own version of BlizzCon? Because
pretty much they just did everything. And then there's a mobile version of TFT which will have team fight tactics, which is like their auto chess that they just borrowed heavily from other plays, but now you'll be able to play on your phone. That cross-play with people on PC, kind of a big deal. There's a mobile MOBA that is exactly like League. It's gonna be called Wild Rifts. That will not have any sort of cross-play, wildly different, different things, but that's coming out.
Damn.
The original game's kind of getting a facelift. They're gonna add different things to how the dragon. There's just too much stuff. So Riot is trying to do everything, and I don't know. Let's see who knows if they're gonna be successful, but
yeah. And hopefully
they're being very ambitious. So
that's a lot of things to announce. Like, are you kidding me?
They better put their rules out for China stuff ahead of time, or else they're gonna have their own little blow ups during their esports. Just you heard it here first, because players are gonna test that.
Yeah,
they're gonna test it as soon as they get a competitive scene for all those games, or when those games comes out, they're gonna test it. So Riot needs to be aware that that's coming. Anyways.
Yeah. I watched all of the world's coverage so far. There was a team from Hong Kong, and people were speculating that they weren't even going to let, because the team name is Hong Kong Attitude, and they're saying no, you have to call them HKA, and that wasn't true. Riot says no, you can call them by their name. I didn't see any interviews by them, and no mentions at all of anything going on in Hong Kong that I saw.
Silence.
So who knows if they were specifically told that they are not allowed to? But I mean, there's a lot of money in these tournaments, so. All right. Well, the last thing I wanted to talk about was something that you actually brought to my attention, which was the Kickstarter. Oath MMO is been a bit of a turmoil right now. So there was a disagreement between the main company and a group of indie devs that were helping them with some assets. The indie devs felt slighted. The main company felt slighted. There was a big disagreement. Both parties handled it interestingly. And what ended up happening was the indie devs contacted YouTubers. They put a big document trying to persuade people over to their side.
Damn.
The main company did the same thing.
This is for a video game MMO, by the way.
On Kickstarter that hasn't come out yet. And so ultimately the argument was the indie devs said we were working for them. They got paid every single month, and all of a sudden they stopped getting paid. They couldn't contact them for a couple of months. They're like, hey, why aren't you paying us? We've turned down other contracts. This is crap. What are you doing?
So and then the people in charge of the Kickstarter are the producers, Not the devs themselves.
Well, they are also devs, but they hired smaller companies to help them with things like textures, play grass and things.
Okay.
Now you can buy a lot of these things from the Unreal store because it's using the Unreal Engine, but they wanted original things for their game.
Yeah, that's what I would want. I wouldn't want used assets.
Yeah, it's like something's generic.
That's where the problem happened. Okay. So the indie devs submitted, according to the main company, used assets and said, look, this isn't original stuff, and so they stopped paying them. And this is the only problem. Had they brought up and said, look, what is this? We paid you for original stuff. This is a used asset that is not yours. And there's disagreement about that. I don't want to get into any of that. But that is where this whole thing starts. And so the indie devs need to get paid. They're on a shoestring budget. So they went to every avenue they could to try to, almost shame them into getting paid.
They emailed a bunch of YouTubers, right? I think I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and then one of the YouTubers, Cry, put out a video trying to highlight everything he possibly could with the information that he got. Now, they are claiming that most of this information is not correct, and in their blog post that they put up on their website, they are claiming that they use the words defamation and legal action, and so this is a complicated issue. But ultimately, his video persuaded a lot of people to try to cut their funding from the Kickstarter. Damn. And so this actually may be something that actually kills the game. If they only raised about $100,000 for an MMO,
these things
gets that close, a lot more money.
Tight on money, and now people are asking for their money back because of Cry's video. And
now it's in the people's court.
One set of indie devs didn't do their job or wasn't getting paid, so then they contacted YouTubers. Look at this injustice and this, but that wasn't the full story. The main publisher, the other devs in doing the indie thing said, well, the stuff you were giving us was bad, so we stopped paying you, but it's their fault for also not saying, guys, stop giving us crap, and they weren't communicating and going back and forth. Wow. Yeah. This is video game Kickstarters. I know. Okay, full disclosure, we have a board game Kickstarter, and full disclosure, it has suffered delays. Yes. But in that instance, at least the people I work with, in a board game, it's not indie devs. In a board game, it's your art team, your sculpting team, and your manufacturer, right? I'm already working with people who are known in the industry, who can get stuff done, and we're actually having to create new processes for miniatures in this detail. And it's just that process of going back and forth. It doesn't look good enough. Do you want to print? No, I don't want to print. I want it to look better, and that process takes time. Here, video games, there's so much more complex things going on with video games.
Oh, they could be like delayed 10, 11 years.
No, yeah, what is...
what kind of idiot would back something and then not ask for their money?
What is that card?
What kind of idiot would be some kind of early backer of a space star citizen?
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of that. Is that supposed to come out sometime soon?
It's the first
This is the original, one of the originals.
But that doesn't mean that board game Kickstarters can't be delayed that long. There's another one, Terramid, I backed. Still don't have it. That's like 9 years, 8, 7 years, something like that. But same thing with Star Citizen. But video games, more expensive, more complicated, it sounds like that MMO is imploding. But the thing is, you have to constantly be in, communication is key.
Yeah, the both parties absolutely. What sounds like both parties absolutely messed up here, right? And so the main company said, just stop paying them. You cannot just simply without communication say, I'm not going to pay you.
You can't ghost them. It's like, hey, what's going on? Are we still doing this?
Yeah,
good term. If they didn't ghost them, then these indie devs wouldn't have been like, what the fuck? We need help, and then went to YouTubers, and then YouTubers created bashing videos or drama videos or whatever kind of videos saying everybody or trying to warn people based on the information they had, which was
there were claims that there is no real game. There's a bunch of wild accusations back and forth from both sides.
And so that got chargebacks, and so now they're not even able to make the game?
We're not. Well, so that is something that they're on such a small budget. I don't know if they lose like 20% of the backers, there's no way they can make a game.
Here's another inside thing on Kickstarter, because again, we have experience in this. Some people try to set their Kickstarter earnings or the required goal lower than normal.
This is way too low.
This is an actual thing that people try to do so that they can look better. 500% funded, that kind of stuff.
It's like you only put $20.
Don't fucking do that, because then you'll find yourself in a situation like this where
like,
things are tighter and there's more costs that you realize that you didn't have because you're inexperienced. Because why are you doing via Kickstarter? You're new to it. Costs are going to balloon. Yes. I've seen it myself in our own Kickstarter, and your profit gone, your cost to even make the game gone. So you have to set that initial stretch goal, or that not stretch goal, but the initial asking thing higher instead of lower. So don't do that if you're doing a Kickstarter. Okay. And I can already tell that it's, to me, the company fucked up. And these indie dev guys,
if they were reusing or reselling assets, that is something that they were not contracted to do. So
they're
both. This is something that is the easiest thing through arbitration, like actual professional arbitration, to fix. You get on a call with somebody and say, this is what you did, this is what you did, this is how we're going to come to our conclusion, or not. Like, did you violate the contract, or it's done, you don't get paid, or we did this work, so you have to pay us for this. It's really easy. What you did, what happened here was,
and they showed receipts though.
Oh
right?
yeah, on the game's website, they're like, look, we have paid them for all of the things that they were doing, and once we thought that they started asset flipping on us, that's when we ceased payment. Well, they ceased payment, then ghosted them, which is just not what you do.
Yep.
So it was an easy situation to get over. As in all things, communication is key.
So a lot of people are charging back, and these guys are saying, please don't charge back. We can make a game here.
We can still fix their game. Like, none of this stuff was true. Here's the explanation.
Emails like, hey, don't leave.
Yeah, this is, and they did in their defense. I don't know how lopsided or incorrect some of the information is, but they said, like, this is the claim that there is no game. Here's just photo galleries of stuff that we've designed for the game, saying that we don't know what we're doing. Here's the team of experience, the people that we have, saying that we didn't pay them. Here are the receipts that showed us we paid them 3 months ago, then we paid them 2 months ago, and this is a month where we stopped it.
Complicated issue. I'm not personally involved in that one, so I would be hesitant to try to give the company a chance, or no, listen to the indie devs. I would say just be very careful with what you back on Kickstarter, especially on the video game side. Board games, it's easier, man. Yeah. I mean, it really is. I don't have a team of developers who to pay all the time. We design the game, it's done. Now we need to go through the manufacturing process, but we don't have 20 developers who need to be paid overhead the whole time while it's being delayed. It's just working on getting what we have done. But video games do, and that's why that money gets sapped up even more, which surprises me that Star Citizen is still not out. It just blows me away.
I'm not surprised.
I'm a super backer too on Kickstarter, like thousands of dollars.
Oh, I know. I play all those garbage games.
And I'll tell you guys, 95% of everything I back gets delivered eventually. Yes. Mostly, actually, surprisingly, with delays. Delays are very, very common in Kickstarter. You have to be, and it's actually kind of rare to not get one of your projects back. But video games, I feel, have a higher risk, and I understand anybody that doesn't want to back video games, because not even I back video games, even though I have a board.
Well, he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson.
Oh yeah, from this. Yeah,
like,
there were multiple video games that didn't pan out, but. Yeah, just be careful on Kickstarter. Communication is key. If you're having problems or if the delays, constantly communicate. I mean, we put up
Don't put it online just like that on blast.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the other thing. Did we talk about the potential suit? Like, on their website, they mentioned that there's a potential suit between them and Cry, because they said, look, you put out all this bad information, defamation, financial damages. They use a lot of terms. It's like, you are going to sue
they're
this
coming
guy.
They're coming out of YouTuber, but really, wouldn't they need to take that to the indie dev that gave the YouTuber all that information? Because he wouldn't have that information if it didn't come from.
This is where it starts getting messy.
It could be an empty thread, and
or
nothing
did
ever
he
comes to it.
Cross the line and make up stuff in his video to get more drama or views? I have no idea. I haven't seen the video, but you did.
I did.
Right?
We watched it.
So. That stuff gets real messy.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's making stuff up.
Think
it
that
looks like he has stuff that
him.
he's reading, and he's trying to, He's trying to help people that he feels have been wrong.
Right.
And so,
I mean, we tell every day people not to fucking play certain games. How come I'm not been sued?
Because in the company's opinion, he was knowingly putting out false information that caused them financial damage.
Okay.
So if a game company puts a bunch of microtransactions, their game is garbage, you can tell people your game is garbage. But if you're lying about microtransactions in a game, there's microtransactions when they're not, then you could get in trouble.
Right. Okay. Well, court of law, we'll have to let them.
Yeah, well,
them deal with
this
it.
will be a simple
But that it's a lesson
Will
in
it?
be constant updates to the Kickstarter people.
Yes.
And by the way, we are having our own. I mean, we just got some cards in and some new miniatures in. So we're doing an update here. That'll come out this week. All the rest of our miniatures are in. I'm going to show you guys an updating and let you know where ours is standing. So it's. I feel for all parties involved because I am in the Kickstarter world and I realize how difficult it is. You're small, you're passionate, you want to get big things done. Me, the greatest board game in at least the greatest quality that lives up to the intellectual property, and it takes time. And has this one been delayed for years and years and years? Because then I'm all for you. Fuck it,
No,
get your money back. But if it's only been like a year.
Well, they're talking about this game dying over a 4,000 pound payment, and it's like that's not exactly the case. The game can still
Well, it's going to
proceed
be more
on.
than that because a lot of people pulled out.
Well, that's the other thing is like, look, this was a simple vendor relationship problem that because they were dumb about how they communicated, it could actually kill the full game.
In video game Kickstarters, I need a more well-known company in order to get my money because I don't want this kind of stuff to happen. But the complications between the partners and all the moving pieces in a video game.
There's so many.
A little more complex than a board game. But I wish luck to everybody involved and
Hopefully we get the right solution, and that's all that everyone can ask. Justice.
All right.
All right. That's all we got for this week. Make sure that if you like the video or not, you hit that like button and subscribe.
Stay tuned for our own Kickstarter update on our Kickstarter board game, Street Fighter the Miniatures game, later on this week. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe, hit that notification bell.
There's a link below to get some sweet
Support our
merch.
show, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys.